Hello and welcome to Dad Got This and my big game special. This is the special for the big game. We're doing snacks, finger foods, football foods, hut, hike. Yeah, that thing. Let's do it. And this episode is brought to you by the good folks at Smokin Pecan. And we're gonna use these pellets to smoke up some amazing wings, which we are gonna glaze in a fantastic glaze that I created with some information from the American Pecan Board. But we can't just have wings. So, you noticed, I got two items here. We're gonna make our wings in the Woodfire grill, and in the outdoor oven, we're gonna make some smoked queso. Yeah, we're gonna start off on the queso dip. To do that, I'm gonna get to use my cast iron pan for the Woodfire outdoor oven. Now this is brand new, I haven't used it yet. It says it's pre-seasoned and ready to go. Quick wipe down with a wet sponge, little salt scrub, and it's good to go. Just like any other cast iron, do not use soap and water on it unless absolutely necessary and you plan on re-seasoning it. I'm calling this smoked queso dip for the wimps because I have a 9-year-old daughter who absolutely loves queso. However, she does not like spice. So I wanted to make something that she could fully enjoy, but I wanted it to be peppery and good. I got a Cubanella pepper and I got some poblano peppers. These are very low on the Scoville scale, but yet they still have peppery flavor. We're gonna go ahead and smoke these and then we'll de-seed them and put them into our dip. We're also gonna smoke some of our own tomatoes. Now, you can buy your own diced tomatoes and chili mixture, but feel like we have our own smokers, why not smoke our own stuff? So these have all been rinsed. We're just gonna go ahead and douse them in a little bit of oil and stick them in the smoker. But before we do that, we gotta load it. Let's go ahead and load up some pellets. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I always do the dad shake. It either compacts the pellets or it separates the pellets and gets them lots of air. One or the other, or it might do absolutely nothing. One way or the other, I do it every time. And it, in my mind, gets me a better burn each and every time. So we do that. We're gonna have to tilt this guy out, pop it down like that. We are now loaded for bear. Sure, why not? We're gonna say that. We set that guy to smoker, 350, 4 hours. It's not gonna go 4 hours. We're just gonna smoke these peppers until they get nice and what peppers? Those peppers. Take your peppers. I'm a pepper, you're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Get yourself some avocado oil, any kind of oil you want. We're gonna drizzle them over this guy. That's it. We're gonna stick this in here and we're just gonna smoke them until they get a little bit of color on them, maybe a little bit of blistering going on. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I've never done this. As you can see, we're already looking nice and smoky. There's not much other prep to do. For cheese, we are using white American cheese. Don't get the sliced stuff. Just go to the deli counter and get a block of white American cheese. And then we're using 8 ounces of Gouda, because it's a Gouda cheese. See what I did there? Yeah, terrible, right? All we need to do is chunk it up. While that's going, it's time to prep our wings. For our wings, let's load this guy up with some pellets. Some Smokin Pecan pellet. Can't forget the dad shake. We set this guy to air crisp, 390 degrees for 20 minutes. That's all it's gonna take to cook these wings. That was fun. I just blew a breaker in my house. All my camera equipment, 2 of these smokers, I had them all plugged into one outlet. Guess that was a bad idea. So I've power balanced, hopefully, into 2 separate outlets. Hopefully they're not on the same breaker. We'll see. You can fit a lot of wings in the XL. This recipe is for like 4 or 5 pounds of wings. I'm not doing that quite right now. I'm gonna do a few of them. You can do as many as you want. That's the nice thing about this recipe. You do a couple, you can do a whole bunch. As long as the air fryer is not overcrowded, they're gonna cook just fine in the same amount of time. You could leave them whole, or you can cut them up like I'm gonna do. I like to cut them up. You just go right the knuckle, and then you chop that guy off. And that's it. Do that for all your wings. Once your wings are all cut up, we are gonna hit them with some granulated garlic and granulated onion, a 50-50 mix, some sea salt, coarse black pepper. Nothing crazy here. We are keeping these simple. We want the pecan from the pellets to shine through and that glaze that we're gonna make in a minute. There's one other secret trick we're gonna hit them with at the end. We don't want too much salt on here because our glaze is a little bit salty. last thing we're gonna hit them with is a dusting of cornstarch. This is gonna make them extra crispy. You know what? I got an idea. Here's my idea for the cornstarch. A little sifter. That didn't work. Thought it might work like flour. That didn't work. Normally I do these in a bowl, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys the seasoning process a little bit more on a board. The things we do for filming. You're not breading them in cornstarch. You just want to get some on there. Sounds like our air fryer says it's ready for some food. Go ahead and toss these wings in here. The main thing you don't want to do is overcrowd the basket. You want a little bit of air around them. That's going to help them crisp better. Okay, they look seasoned to me. Let's get them in there. It is time for a quick cleanup and on to stage 2 for our cheese dip. Let's take a look at our peppers and tomatoes. Oh yeah. Flip those guys. Oh, we're getting some char on there. I just dropped the smoker down to 250 or 121 Celsius because that's what we're gonna use to melt the cheese and finish this off. Still have a half a hopper of pellets. I'm still good there. Now, we're just gonna go ahead and take these and remove the seeds, which will help take any additional spice that we don't want out of there. It's time to check and flip our wing. We'll go ahead and just chop these guys up. Perfect. We're gonna take our cheese, we're gonna put it in there. We're gonna take our pepper mixture. It's going in there too. We're gonna pop that in there, let it melt down a little bit. When I was trying to figure out what to match with these wings, like a glaze, I went to the American Pecan Council and I found that they said that yuzu and miso went well with pecans. So I developed this glaze. This is my own creation. For this, you're gonna need to get yourself some yuzu extract. You can get it on Amazon. I'll throw a link down below. You want about a 1/4 cup of yuzu extract. It tastes kind of like a grapefruity, citrusy, orangey. It's got a very different citrus flavor than anything I've ever tasted. And then the other thing that's hard to get a hold of is some miso paste, Japanese miso paste. It is a soybean paste, and you're gonna want about a 1/4 cup of it. I got this at my local Asian market. It's in the refrigerated section if you go looking for it. You're gonna want some Japanese mirin. It's a 1/2 cup. And some minced garlic, about a tablespoon. And the last thing you want is about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. What we're making here is very similar to a teriyaki sauce, but it has a kind of like a completely different flavor profile to it. Drop it over like a medium heat and just stir it. Keep mixing it until it's nice and combined and starts to bubble. You're gonna wanna kind of bring it to a boil. Once it comes to that boil, we're gonna go ahead and reduce the heat down a little bit to get it to a simmer. And then you're gonna reduce it by about a 1/4. At this point, you can adjust all your flavors. You can add more miso, you can add more sugar, you can add more yuzu, but it should have a bright citrusy umami flavor to it. That's good. Different than anything you ever tasted. Give it a try. I think you're gonna like it. At this point, our wings say they're done, so we're gonna go ahead and check them. Here's how they look after the 20 minutes. Pretty nice looking. Good crisp look on the skin. Nice smoky color on them. Pretty nice. We'll set some of them aside and then we will glaze some of them with that awesome yuzu miso glaze and sticky them up. We'll just leave a couple in here, maybe 2 drums, 2 flaps. We'll hit them with this glaze. Close the lid down, temp up to 450. Let's check our cheese. All right, we're getting some melting action, that's good. Now we want this cheese creamy. To do that, we're gonna add some evaporated milk. This part of the recipe is up to you. Add as much or as little as you want to get it to the thickness that you like. I am starting with about 1/2 to 3/4 of the can. And then you're just gonna wanna go ahead and give it a good mixing. And then we'll close that up to smoke for a little while. I decided I wanted to get some extra smoke, so I put a fresh load of pellets in there, and I held that wood fire button for 3 seconds. That is going to reignite the pellets, and that should add a big burst of smoke to this item for us. Add some good smoke. Lots going on here. I think our wings are ready. Time to add some spices to our queso. I've got a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of granulated garlic, and a tablespoon of granulated onion. Just gonna chuck those in there. Give this guy another mix. Now you're just waiting for that dip to be nice and creamy and ready to go. It looks basically done to me. When you're gonna serve that, just serve it in a slow cooker, set to warm. That's gonna be your best bet. Now, I am super excited about these wings. They look awesome. Oh man, sticky. It's got like a sweet, savory flavor to it. I did hit it with quite a bit of pepper. Those are spicy. That's too spicy for my family. Thankfully, I did not cook all those wings. Woo, man, those are good. Now, what if you dip it in the sauce? A little extra bit of that soy yuzu. That is delicious. Let's try one without anything on it. Here's one just straight up right out of the air fryer. Even just that plain flavoring, nothing on there, just the basic seasoning with the smoke flavor from the pecan pellets. You still get a hint of sweetness from there. That one didn't have a lot of pepper on it, so I'm okay. That is a delicious way to make some wings. Let's go grab some queso. After seeing it, it looks like it's solidified a little bit more. I think I will add a little bit more of the evaporated milk to it, but let's taste it. Man, that's good. That is cheesy, smoky, got a peppery flavor to it, but not spicy at all. I nailed that. Nice flavor to it, but no spice. You can add spice to it if you want. And there we go, finally done. Smoked wings, smoked queso dip, all thanks to Smokin Pecans. Now, to be fully honest, that is a second set of wings. That wings was washed off in the sink because I put way too much pepper on it. My family would not have eaten those. So I had to rinse off the seasoning and refry them. So those are double fried wings with new seasoning, new glaze, and everything. The smoked queso dip, once it came out of the smoker, I put it into a slow cooker on warm, and I added an additional whole can of evaporated milk. So that has 2 full cans of evaporated milk in it to get it to that nice creamy consistency that it is at. Everything came out perfect. Now, on to the wrap up. Time for a little bit of information about Smokin Pecans. They are a family-owned business, and they make these pecan pellets, and they are fantastic. I used them in my last video on smoked prime rib, and it was just an amazing prime rib. The most delicious prime rib that I've ever personally cooked. I got rave reviews from the family. Everybody loved it. Now, in that last video, I said I was gonna give away a 2-pound bag to somebody who left a comment on that video. I picked the winner, and that winner is Pinball Guru. Pinball Guru, send me an email at dad@dadgotthis.com, and Smokin Pecans will get out to you, and they're gonna send you your 2-pound bag of pellets. If someone else reaches out to somebody and says you won something and sends you a comment or something, that the only way that you won something is if I tell you in a video and I tell you to email me at that email address. That's it. Please, there are scammers all over YouTube telling people they won stuff, to Venmo them something. I'll never ask you for cash. I'll never ask you to pay for shipping on anything. That's the only way. So Pinball Guru, congratulations. I can't wait to see how you like the pellets. They're very, very good. Now, a little bit of information about these pellets. Smokin Pecans is a family. They're in the pecan business. They make all kinds of pecan products. They actually sent me some chocolate-covered amaretto pecans for Christmas. Oh my God, those things are amazing. But in their pecan business, they had a bunch of pecan shells, and they wanted to figure out another use for them. So they decided to make pecan pellets. 3 years later, and lots of perfecting, they came up with these. And these are some amazing pellets. They cook differently than any other pellet that I've ever used. They're darker, they smoke better. They're like just this awesome looking pellet. Now, I've done a bunch of testing, and in my limited, absolutely non-scientific testing, they seem to smoke longer and smoke better and give more smoke flavor than other pellets that I've been using. That's just my absolutely non-scientific testing. I'll throw up a little bit of information from some of the smoke tests that I've done. Now, your mileage may vary, but I've had some comments from some other people who have left comments on my video that they said they've gone, you know, I've been smoking with these and it was like 3 hours and I never had to refill my hopper. They're just a really fantastic pellet, especially on these small little guys. Now, they sell them in 2-pound bags. They have a little double 2-pound bag thing. And they also have this awesome 20-pound box option, which is really economical. There's lots of options for these, but they're my new favorite pellet for the Ninja Woodfire grill. They're really, really good. My old pellets that I was using, the Kona pellets, have gone up in price recently on Amazon. The way I suggest you get these is to go directly through Smokin Pecan's website. I'm gonna put all that information down in the link below. It's the best way. You're gonna get your best price and they're gonna take care of you. They're a really good company. All right, if you'd like to order some Smokin Pecan pellets, I'll throw the information in the description below. If you'd like to get either one of these Ninja Woodfire grills, I also have links down below for those. If any of my affiliate links stop working, it happens sometimes, the links die or something, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to fix them. If you have any information for me that you'd like me to know, also leave me a comment. I read all my comments. I try to respond to all my comments. I really appreciate it. Please do all the likey, subscribe stuff. You know, that stuff really helps out the channel. We are growing really quickly. But I do have one last question for you. Why did the cheese get promoted? He did a really good job. Dad may tell really bad jokes, but there's one thing Dad doesn't do, and that's an outro. Bye.